Good morning, my friends, or whenever you're watching this. We are going to work on a skill today that will help us with word problems, which we are going to be focusing on soon. So, our learning target says I can determine the whole or the missing part. Now, you all probably saw um, these type of things in first grade. We're going to talk about them today. They're a part whole model. And what we want to think about is how when we're adding and subtracting, all really that we're doing is putting parts together or taking a whole and breaking that whole into parts. And we can use this chart to help us identify which way we need to go with that. So if we're going to look right here, I have 2, 3, and 5. Now, I like to think of these as our, counters as we used growing up. And let's break that down for just a second. Let's say we had 2 blue counters and we connected them to 3 green counters. How many total counters do we have? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the whole, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just putting them together. Okay? Because we know that the distance, the length of 2 and 3 is the same as 5 when we put them together. So our math sentence for this would be 2 plus 3 equals 5. They're balanced. They're the same amount. If I look at my picture, this is the same length, same amount as this, right? They represent the same amount. Now, let's think about if I just had, if we think about our fact family, we said 2 plus 3 equals 5. We could also say, well, 3 plus 2 equals 5. But then we can think about the subtraction. So what happens if we have our whole? If we had a whole, and let's say this 3 was gone, we would have, well, our whole is 5, and we have a 2. 5 minus 2 equals 3, but if we wrote that as an addition sentence, we would say, well, 2 plus something equals 5, and we can count up. If we have 2 in our head, we know we need to count to 5. We go 3, 4, 5. I have 3 fingers held up. We would do 2, and then we would count on 3, 4, 5. I see that there are 3 numbers here. So 3 would go in our open box. So then we would check and say, 2 plus 3 equals 5. But we're technically subtracting when we fill in that missing box there. So what I like to think about, if you have 2 parts and your whole, we're going to add to fill in the box. If you have your whole in one part, we know we need to subtract, so that would be 5 minus 2 equals 3. And we're going to go from there. And this is really developing some conceptual understanding for when we work on word problems. So let's look at a couple. So now I see here I have 4 and 1 are my parts, so I need to do what to fill in my top? That's the whole. If I'm missing the whole, the big piece, I need to add. So 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So the math on these is going to be easy, but I want you all to understand how to fill in the boxes. Let's look here. Here we have 8 as our whole and 1 as a part. So really we're saying 1 plus something equals 8. what we're also saying is 8 minus 1 equals something. It's going to be the same thing. So 8 minus 1 is 7. 1 plus 7 is 8. So 7 goes in our box here. We knew we needed to subtract because we had our whole and one part. Our whole amount and one part. Let's think about this one. We have a whole and one part. So 5 plus what? 5 plus what equals 10? What goes in the blank there? You could also think about it like this. 10 minus 5 equals, it's going to be the same idea, because addition and subtraction are related. They're in this would be in the same fact family. Well, 5 plus 5 equals 10. That's going to make it balanced. 10 minus 5 is 5. So you are going to practice some of these on your form. This is just to help us get ready for some word problems that we will see. And we're going to keep working with this type of model for a little bit. So have fun with these.